No. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry about that. So this is a late night session, as you can probably tell. I just got off work, so I am back and I need to get some stuff done, including this. I am knackered, but this is basically like the only free time I get, and I do need to keep it down. But that being said, I have essentially almost finished this track. This is The Chamber, the first song of one of my upcoming albums. However, I have like kind of spiced it up a bit more, adding a bit more of my contemporary touch, if you will. I have developed a synthesizer more according to my own style, and with that I have kind of implemented this synthesizer into the chamber, which is this song. It's a little bit messy though, because I've took quite a long time to integrate. Essentially what I've done, I've exported the project bones of the of another project which had like a decent layout, and I've tried to basically export and import all of those assets into this, and I've had to basically separate them. So now it's kind of time to integrate them with each other. Hang on. Oh, okay, I apologise. What on earth is happening here? I have no idea what's happened. On my screen, my preview squished. There we go, that's much better. I need to unmute that. But yes, I think that should do. I didn't really check the levels. This is kind of like an impromptu stream, so forgive me for any of these technical hiccups. See, I believe that could be a bit more. So maybe like duck it down a little there. Actually, I think it would help if I had a point here. Do need to essentially separate these. So I need to ease that in a little more as well. I need to essentially make it so that it's not so sudden, not so intense so quickly. Also, one thing about this plugin, I'm using A1 trigger gate for the gate effect. The only problem is that if you put it on anything other than a downbeat, it will basically start the gate from that point, meaning that there will be an offset in the rhythm. So basically, for example, if I showcase it right now. Oh wait, let me get to a point here where the gate is. Okay, let me... Apologies. Jump scare. I'm trying to give like an example of of like the timing being off, because sometimes I accidentally I leave the playhead on the offbeat and then it renders based on that time point, and so what happens is that the lead gate is off time, like the timing is offsetted and the rhythm isn't in time with the beat, which is something I do need to like be aware of. Unfortunately, it doesn't really map to the grid, it just bases its play point. Yeah, you get the idea. If not, then producers, you know the struggle. Anyway, I do need to essentially fade these in, but firstly I want to separate these, especially these, because these are different melodies. These are, I want to keep them separate, just that way I can avoid duplication, duplicating of like separate ones, and also leaving ones under the same name. Then again, I believe this should be fine. I believe, hang on. Oh, I see why. Okay, it is because this is a harmony version. So what I've done is I've made this lead kind of be like a counter melody towards the other lead, so it kind of creates like a harmony effect, which I'm really happy about. However, I do need to I do need to kind of disclaim that to myself, because I actually completely forgot. I was thinking that this was supposed to be the same melody, and then yeah, so I need to essentially rename these. So Mel 1B, thing is, oh wait, I already have melody 1B, so Mel 1C. And I'll have to put that to pink. Nope. Is it? There we go. Because I want them to be like their own unique pattern, so that way it kind of gets a bit easier when it comes to organization. That's B, so I can put that up there. Is that the same melody? See, that's a perfect example right there. A perfect example of like the offsets. Da, da, da. So yeah, in a way it is. So that's 1B1, and I can, because I'm thinking I could like do the variations along with their counter melodies, if that makes sense. So I can just copy that and then do that 1B2 like that. So that's 1A, yeah, that's 1A2. So 1A1, because that's the original. And then 1A2. Because that's like a harmonized version of this. So I want to like kind of, I'll get like a darker shade of pink here, so that way I can like differentiate them, differentiate between them, separates them a bit. As for these gates, so this trigger gate, this gate I think affects this. It does, yes. So we need translates 1. Translates 1 gate mix. Let's say main gate mix, because there is another gate underneath. But that's to keep it as like rhythm. But then again, though, I do feel like the main, like the sub gate is a bit washed out because of the reverb, so I may have to control that, or at least automate it just a little bit, just so it's, I don't know how to describe it, like get the right texture. Channel volume, this I know what this is, because yeah, that's a higher version, so I'll do translates high texture chanval alt, because essentially I want this, so this is like the volume automation for another version of this same synth but an octave higher, and I just want to make sure that, yeah, Sorry, that's quite loud for me, so I need to turn that down for myself. I make myself jump. I do need to sidechain the pads as well. I feel like the low end is partially obstructing that pumping effect in the low end, especially. It feels, I don't know, because if I turn that off, the sound's not really obscuring it as much. I could simply just automate this actually, because I want to keep some of the high end. It's just filtering out some of that low end because it's at the minute is kind of interfering with the flow. I'll delete that for now. Maybe keep that in that second part, just that way I can like indicate some sort of like progression in the texture, but obviously I do need to have further control over it, hence automation. Probably like a high pass filter, getting rid of all the low ends, at least for this part. For this part, you know, I intend of using all of the frequencies available in this part, but in this section I do need to kind of cut it out. Oh yeah, shit, I do. I have been trying to like go in between like fixing the leads, but also organizing, like integrating the project essentially. So I think that's what I need to start doing as well. So this is percussion, like high-end percussion. I don't think I have that assigned to any tracks. I have that assigned to number 8, which is perfect. Like that. So if I can, yeah. Let me just oops, nope. My bad. There we go, much better. I need to find essentially a percussion group. I think tonight I might only focus on like organizing everything, and then tomorrow I need to finish this. I definitely at least need to finish this by tomorrow night, because I have at least a week to submit like 3 assignments, which is not good, but I can manage. Anyway, I don't know, I'll name that whatever it is called, high loop 1. So I'll just copy and paste the color. High loop 1, there we go. These are all obviously other miscellaneous percussion. Let's see what this is. It's like a main hit. Is that what it's called? Orchestral hit 14. I'm gonna need to hear the context around this. Okay, so this is like the additional, more controlled percussion I was using. I think I've just separated these on different tracks just so that I can see the patterns, but now I don't need to, because now they're like that, so I can yeah, I see. It's yeah, hang on. And then I can Something like that. Thing is, like, yeah, I'm trying to, like... this would be better in a sequencer, not gonna lie, but at the same time, this would be better in a sequencer. Fuck. Oh... I don't know. I can't be arsed. It sounds fine. It's just fucking so many overlapping layers. It's like... I need to place those symbols here, those crashes here, because they belong in this group as well. I should convert this into a sequencer, though. I think I would have a little bit more control, and also visually speaking. However, for the time constraints that we have, I'd rather not spend too much time doing that. Alright, let's just rename these real quick. So we have the crash here. How many, do we have any pre-existing crashes? No. Okay. So we can name that. Is that assigned to any channel? No, it is not. So we need to assign it to a new mixer channel. 101. That is the next available one. Crash. Boom. Ah, balls. I did not mean to do that. Crash. I accidentally created a new one. You guys can't see because it's in the other screen. But there we go. I can essentially scroll this to its group. Oh, I think what I'll do, I'll put like the sub hits, so main hit between betweens. And I call these just main hits. Like that. Bada bing bada boom. Save that. I'm going to quickly share on Facebook or whatever social media I can. Real quick. Let people who are awake tune in. Join me on my late night production session stream. And I can just boom, boom. Oh, actually, no, I need to put that under my Tronicate one, not the, not my personal account. That would be stupid. There we go. Boom. And I can post that. hosting events. Stay on page. What's going on? Lined up. I want the piano to be a bit louder here. So I need like volume automation, like right here, I think. Where is it? It's already quite loud though. Oh, do I need to put... I'm gonna have to push it. Fuck. If I... What I'll do, instead of boosting it like automation, I shall... Well, instead of automating the channel volume, I'll automate the EQ, so that way it doesn't act as like a primary mixer automation. Instead, this just boosts it from the effects rack. By the way, this post is taking a sweet ass time to make go public. I'm gonna try that again. Instead, I'm gonna copy that link. I'm gonna try it this way. Let me type this again. Join me on my late night sesh. Boom. Confirm your identity? The fuck? Brother. BRB. That's the first I'm hearing of that. Anyway, while we're waiting, how loud do I want it though? Okay, I'm gonna quickly just open my Facebook app real quick. The only problem is that my phone is slow as fuck. Confirm your identity before you can publish at this page. Brother. Okay, so if verify, there we go. SMS, Jesus Christ, man. It's never easy, is it? It's never simple. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, it's on Do Not Disturb, so I need to... Here we go. Awesome. Okay, done. Does that mean I can post it now? Yay! We managed it in the end. Then I need to share it on my personal one as well. Actually, nah, I don't need to. I'm just gonna leave it for now. Thing is, I do actually, instead of automating that, I'm gonna make it a bit louder though. I think that's one thing I do need to do. Just I may just add like another one on top. Maybe like a softer piano. Make that unique. Then I can just actually make that unique. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. I need to make sure that stars on that one. There we go. So now if I go into it, it doesn't have the pre-existing thing. And now what I can do, I will go into the channel rack, and I believe I'll use the soft piano, but then again I do have other options. I'm going to see what it sounds like if I layer it on top with this. Because I have a theory. If I can do that. I think maybe some volume automation is needed in that section right there. That's... eesh. I don't know if that sounds right. I'm going to quickly replay it from the beginning. I need to have like a bit of context here. No, I don't like how loud that is. I think it would be best if I just like left it a little bit there and then maybe a little bit there. That sounds alright. I may as well just like get rid of that bit. Where? I could... Oh yeah, it's also, I do need to assign that to another mixer track. So that's going to be body piano. Good. This is going to act as like the body of the main piano. Just that way we have like a little bit more like mid to low range presence in that sense if ever we need it. Because at the minute I think some parts the pianos are running a bit thin, especially with these like downwards crescendos or whatever you call it, pianos. So it's like boom. I need a bit more low end to have that kind of impact. I think it's the reason why I've kind of automated it. So like it's a bit quiet here, but then when we have that call and response of the impact, the body of the piano is like kind of raised a bit. So that way, like it kind of comes through like that. It's quite subtle, but you know, otherwise. It just feels flat. So having that automation kind of gives that contrast. It kind of tames it a bit, which I really like. Anyway, moving on. I want to like, I don't know if I should. I'm thinking like panning the oboe a little bit. You know, the do this part. I'm thinking it would do to have that pan just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if that would sound good, but I'm interested. Where is it? So there it is. If I alternate the pan, like so. I don't know why I've set that to brass 2. Oboe. Brass 2. Shit, I renamed that. Not according to plan. Fuck. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Copy, paste into there as well. Boom. And then like that. Pan alt. I'm thinking if we do like very, very subtle modulation. I'm talking like here, so that could be like the center anchor. Then this could be the same center anchor. Maybe we could like raise it about, I don't know, 75%. Let's go with 75. So 75%. That's right. And then we have 25% on the other end of the spectrum. So 25%. Oh, interesting. No, left. There we go. Phone notification. Oh, give me one moment. Sorted. I'm thinking if I just give that like subtle panning. Like that. Oh wait, I need to spread that out over that amount of time, I believe. Like that. Crap. Just zero centered. There we go. So I just got a message off one of my colleagues. It's quite late, so I am kind of surprised as to what's going on. Anyway, that should be good actually. Let's have a listen. I don't like that. I think maybe a little bit more subtler should do it. I think maybe like there. I don't want to like drastically change the panning too much. I think that's my problem here. So if I just kind of subtly do it instead. It's very, very subtle. Hmm. 1 minute. Right. It's very, very subtle. I do, yeah, like I said, I need to assign that piano because I have created the channel, but I have not assigned it. So that's what I need to do. That's 101 and 102. Thing is that I'm not sure if it would be necessary to... There we go. That should be fine. I also need to automate these actually as well, because if I think about it, oopsie, hang on. See, I could just like that, I think. See how that goes. That sounds decent actually. I think that's alright. Right, I'm going to quickly save that. Bear with me a second, I'm sending a text. Right, I'm going to quickly take a quick break because I need to finish this text, but I shall be back in a second. Apologies about that. I had to essentially send a text. However, I am in an iron whether or not to cut this stream short. I'll probably stream for about 10 more minutes, because I don't want to like get into the habit of like cutting streams short. I want to actually get into the habit of at least trying to prolong it a little bit, trying to get a bit more done. However, I'm guessing like at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is when I will call it a night. I'll probably, like I say, do more off stream, but yes. Anyway, this is I think the main drop melody. Yes, it is. I am probably gonna have to cut it short tonight. I apologise. Then again, though, there's not really anybody. So, then again, though, it's been. No, I managed to sort out a few things. I'm gonna finish this off stream. Definitely gonna organise it tonight, but tomorrow I want to finish this. And yeah,